Hey! In the last lesson, we learned about artboards and pages. In this one, we are ready to start adding real objects to our artboard. These objects consist of layers, which at the same time can be grouped. So, when I open the final projects file, on the left panel you can see that there are many elements, or layers, in our artboard. Guys, layers in Sketch work similarly to layers in Photoshop. We can group layers and bring them above or under the others, organize them, and so on. Layers are automatically generated right after creating a shape, inserting an image, or typing something. Each layer is formed by the name and an icon. This icon will vary depending on the layer we are working with. If it's a shape like this one, it will be represented with the same shape we are using. In this case, it's a circle, but it could be a square, triangle, and so on. If the layer is a text, we'll find these two A letters. If it's an image, the typical icon used for images. For example, this icon over here with two purple arrows represents a symbol. But we'll look into it later on in future lessons. So, to change the layer's order, let me zoom in first with Command+. Okay, so as I was saying, to change the layer's order, select the layer on the left panel and drag to the bottom. For example, if we want to bring it under the rest of the layers or put it at the top of the list. Okay? Perfect. We can select this text which is over an image, and we can drag it to the bottom of the list. See, the text disappears, although it's actually under the rest of the layers. This image, which was under the text layer before, is now over it. We know the text is there because we can see the bounding box of the text, although it's hidden. It's also possible to move our layers by pressing Command Option and the up-facing or down-facing arrow button in order to move the layer upwards, downwards, and to get it the desired position. In this case, we cannot appreciate any movement because it's inside a group. But if we bring it out of the group, select and press Command Option down up arrows, then we'll see how the layer moves upwards and downwards. Also, if we press Command, Option, and Control, and press up and down arrows, we can move this layer either to the top or to the bottom. We can also hide layers. How? Go to the left panel and hover over a layer. For example, this Bienvenidos layers, which means welcome in English. An icon of an eye appears next to the layer. We can click on it to hide or show the layer, regardless of its position on the canvas. Of course, there's a shortcut for this. Command Shift H. You're going to use it to hide and show the layer as well. It's also possible to lock layers if we don't want to move accidentally the ones already positioned. To lock a layer, hover over the layer again and press Option. The eye icon becomes a lock, see? By clicking on the lock icon, we are locking the layer so that it can't be moved. Have a look. It's the background what is actually moving, and I can select the text layer. How can we unlock the layer? Pretty easy. Select it, and with the shortcut Command Shift L, the layer gets unlocked. Great. Another interesting thing about layers is that we can group them to keep the document organized. To group the layers, select one or more layers by pressing Command at the same time that selecting the layers. For example, in this case, I've selected these three elements. So guys, after selecting those items you want to include in the same group, press Command G. We've just created a new group, which is visible now on the left panel, represented by this folder icon. As you can see, I've already created more groups. If we click on the arrow next to the icon, the layers contained within the group are displayed. These are the layers we selected previously. It's also possible to hide and lock groups, just like we did previously with the layers. To ungroup these layers, press Command-Shift-G again, and the objects will be out of the group now. So guys, these are the basics about layers and groups, which are two really useful tools for organizing our documents. See you in the next lesson.